Good morning, brethren. Acts 14:22 says, confirming the souls of the disciples, exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God. And that's what I want to do this morning. I want to confirm you, exhort you to continue in the faith, to patiently endure the trials that we must face to enter into the kingdom. Perseverance is the trait of true saints. The Christian life is not a beginning only in the ways of God, but also a continuance in this same as long as your life here on the earth lasts. So, under God, dear brethren, enduring these trials has formed you into what you are, and this will sustain you. He only is a conqueror and shall be crowned at last who continues till the war is over. Hebrews 6:9 through 12. But although we give these words of warning, we feel sure that you, whom we love, are capable of better things and will enjoy the full experience of salvation. God is not unfair. He will not lose sight of all that you have done, nor of the loving labor which you have shown for His sake in looking after fellow Christians as you are still doing. It is our earnest wish that every one of you should show a similar keenness in fully grasping the hope that is within you. We do not want any of you to grow slack, but to follow the example of those who, through sheer patient faith, came to possess the promises. So as Brother Ricky would say, I want to fasten on to this phrase for a moment. Sheer patient faith. And this is, I forget which translation this is, but it's not the King James Version, but it's another version. I like the way that they put that, sheer patient faith. Have you ever thought of faith as being patient? This is perseverance. This patience of faith is how you are able to receive the promises. Believing and watching, Brother Given had preached on watching, for the promise. For its fulfillment, whether it be in small things or finally when we're able to be with the Lord. Faith sustains us through the trials. Faith always believes, and faith hopes against hope. Brother Aaron had spoke about our hope through experience. This is sheer patient faith. It's patient endurance. How do you get the experience unless you endure the time it takes to teach the lesson and be able to see and taste that the Lord is good? When God made His promise to Abraham, He swore by Himself, for there was no one greater by whom He could swear. And He said, surely blessing I will bless you, and multiplying I will multiply you. And then Abraham, after patient endurance, found the promise true. So perseverance is therefore the target of all our spiritual enemies. The world does not object of us being a Christian for a time, if she can but tempt us to cease our pilgrimage here, settle down and buy and sell with her. We all know that the flesh is weak, and it will seek to ensnare us and to prevent us from pressing on to glory. It'll say, it is weary being a pilgrim. Come on and just give up. Am I always to be mortified? Am I never to be indulged? At least give me a break from this constant warfare. Or Satan, he'll launch an attack on your perseverance. It'll be the mark of many of his arrows. He will strive to hinder you in service. He will insinuate that you're doing no good. After all, how can you do good when you see so many others doing more than you think you could do or better? What can you do? Why not just rest? He'll attack your steadfastness too. He'll make you weary of suffering. Why be so zealous at doing good things? Be quiet and rest like the others. Sleep as others do, and let your lamp go out as the virgins do, some of the virgins. But wear your shield close to you, and use your armor, and cry mightily unto God, that His Spirit, through His Spirit, you may endure to the end. Every Christian is given armor. We have learned this. But do you imagine that armor is not to use? Now, some Christians are more advanced than others in the kingdom, but everybody has armor. So that is given to us to be used. What would happen if you went out to war, you as part of an army, which we all are, you went out to war and you had armor and weapons, but you didn't use them? You would most likely die. So why is it that we think that we don't need to use our weapons now? This is why faith has a hearing ear and applies the lessons learned so to be able to do battle and to persevere. 1 Samuel 7:2 says, Then Samuel took a stone and set it between Mizpah and Shin and called the name of it Ebenezer, saying, Hitherto hath the Lord helped us. Samuel had gathered all the children of Israel together, and they came together in one heart and called unto the Lord. And the Lord answered them and protected them from the Philistines. So hitherto the Lord has helped us as well, through poverty and wealth, through sickness, through health, here and abroad, in honor and dishonor, in perplexity and joy, in trials and triumph, in prayer and temptation. Hitherto hath the Lord helped us. Can you not look down through the years and say this very thing? Have you not witnessed his bowels of mercy, loving kindness, and faithfulness which have borne you up under trial? Hitherto not only points to things that the Lord has done in the past, but it also points to the future. When a man says hitherto, that means he hasn't reached the end yet. So there's still a distance that we have to travel. There'll be more trials, more joys, more temptations, more triumphs and more prayers and more answers, more toils and strength, fights, victories, and then comes sickness and old age, disease and death. Is it over then? No. There is more yet. Awakening in Jesus' likeness. Thrones and harps, songs, psalms, white raiment, the face of Jesus, the citizens of heaven, the glory of God, the fullness of eternity, and the infinity of bliss. So be of good courage and know that the Lord will still help you. Amen. Faith reasons in this manner. If Jesus undertook to bring me to glory, and if the Father promised that he would give me to the Son as part of the reward for the travail of his soul, then, unless God is unfaithful and unless Jesus is not true, then my soul is safe. We are always in the field of battle. We are so tempted within and molested by foes without that we have little or no peace. But in heaven we shall enjoy the victory when the banner shall be waved in triumph, and we shall hear our captain say, Well done, good and faithful servant. So, brethren, I pray that we will all continue in the faith, patiently enduring, having this sheer patient faith, till we all stand together in his likeness.